Yo, welcome to Let's Talk About It. This is your boy, the Black Kelly Sufferer LeVar Hamlin, participating through our auto Zoom, our quarantine Zoom cam right now, man. You got myself, the Black Kelly Sufferer LeVar Hamlin. The guy next to me is Mr. Northwestern, Mr. Wildcat. Jatim Young is in the quarantine box right now.
Yeah, 3 calls minimum. If you have 3 calls, we get camera.
Absolutely. And then the heifer in the basement of the quarantine house right now. We got Miss Antoinette Cherrier somewhere down in the basement. I don't have nothing mean to say.
Anyway, hey everybody, it's me, no one involved, but I'm about to get it cracking right along with my fellow. So, yeah, LeVar, at first he had his shirt off looking like a roast chicken, but I told him to put it LeVar prayer because sometimes he doesn't understand or know what the fuck he's doing.
Hey, look. We're not gonna talk about before the lip gloss how your lips was looking like the Rocky Mountains for a second.
So good to see you. I am so happy to see you, Jatil, man. It's good to see you. I can't wait till we're all of us are back together, but we could all, still enjoy each other's company and get topics together and talk. All it's gonna make it do what it do right now. But hey.
Absolutely. All right, so this is what we got going on. Be sure to catch us all on iHeartRadio, YouTube. Be sure to comment and subscribe because we're really trying to get our subscribers up. We're on Spotify as well, so we're just here on Facebook Live, and soon to come, we're going to have IG Live so we can have more of a fan interaction thing like we got going on right now through Zoom. And if you want to participate through Zoom, get at one of us if you want to chime in. We'll bring you on the show, and you be a part of a great thing that we got here going on. We got a great thing going on here in Chicago. But with that being said, man, we're gonna jump right to this first topic, man. For those who don't know, when we started the show, we had a segment called Breakfast in Bed for the longest. And Breakfast in Bed until we got emails from our fans and stuff like that, and everything was anonymous. And we give our advice as a panel based on the letter that we got, at that particular time, the letter or the email that we got. So I was at at Tommy Strong and Associates, and I went through the email the email for the podcast. And I came across a couple Breakfast in Bed comments, emails. And it was one that just left me speechless because I went on yesterday and I kind of explained what was going on. And I think sometimes it was taken out of context as if it was pertaining to me, which I made no secret about, my luck dealing with everything. But I could see how it's pertaining to me, but I was like, damn, I wasn't the only guy going through this. But his story, his backstory behind everything was relatable. So I got the story, in another phone here that I had to pull up. So are you guys ready to hear the Breakfast in Bed?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so here you go. The title is I Done Gave Up on These Sisters. Says, what's going on? It said he said LTAI, let's talk about it. He said, what's going on? He said, huh?
You're breaking up a little. You're breaking up.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry about that. No, it said, hey, LTAI, let's talk about it. I got a question. I want you guys' advice on something because I'm in a headspace whereas I don't think there's no such thing as a good black woman because of certain traits and certain characteristics that are displayed. I'm going to tell you about the beginning where I was friends with this one female. We went back all the way since high school. We've always been cool. We've always been friends. We've never crossed those lines. She's like one of the guys to me. We go off on our separate. We go off in our separate lives, and we rekindle. And she tells me about the guy she's dating. I tell her about the females I'm dating. In a small world that we live in, I got attracted to this one female, and I thought she was really into me based on the vibe that she gave me. Come to find out, it's my friend's little sister, which there's a 8-year age difference. So we started going out, and there were certain things that was going on that just did not add up. Being the man that I am, I like to show a woman that I care, and by putting in the effort and the time, as opposed to just saying what I'm about. I displayed a lot of things and just got real tired at one point because I was putting in effort and it was going unnoticed, and she wasn't putting in a lot of effort to show that it was at least appreciated of the efforts I was making. I put some distance between me and this woman, and come to find out, we stopped talking for about a few weeks. After a few weeks, she calls me up out of the blue asking if we want to go out on a date again. And I said, okay, that's fine. When I go and we go out on this date, who do I find at this restaurant? It's the girl I was talking to and a friend that I've known for years. And I kind of felt, and I was upset because I felt like I was bamboozled into just paying for their meals at this particular time, and that was the only reason I was invited. I just sat back and I enjoyed, I paid my part, and I left. A couple hours later, she calls me back asking what was the frustration about. I voiced my frustration, explaining anything that I was interested in. You wasn't trying to make an effort to come hang out with me, and so on. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, lad? Yeah, no, no, hold on. He's basically saying he's putting in all the work in the general courtship. He's basically saying he's put in. No, he was friends. He was friends with the older sister, but he was actually dating the other sister because the older sister is too much like a friend, like one of the homies to him.
So he was friends with one of the sisters anyway.
Say it again. Say it again.
The sisters.
Hold on, you kind of went in and out, Nat.
Yeah.
Right. So It goes on to say here. Give me one.
The younger sister was what?
She said he was interested in the younger sister, and basically she's not appreciating or acknowledging his efforts and showing that he's trying to get with her. It goes on in this letter saying that he really didn't have anything else to say that evening. We'll get Antoinette back here soon enough, hopefully. But it says, goes on to say, later on that evening, I told her what I didn't like and that I thought it was going to be one-on-one. She texted me back a couple times, but I didn't respond. The next day, she calls, reaching out, and just the last straw was she was asking me if I could help her out with a parking ticket. And I voiced all my frustrations because I reached my boiling point. She goes off to saying that the little money and effort that he puts in is nothing and nothing to write home about, and that basically it was no interest there. She's been he said in so many words, she's been fucking the same dude for 5 years, and it is what it is, and she's just living her life. He says, to whomever's reading this, I say I'm done with sisters because that's on one end. The girl could have let me know what it was from the very jump, but she was playing games in the courtship phase or the dating phase. And number two, I've cut all ties with somebody I thought who was a homie because she could have gave me a heads up that her sister wasn't shit, and that was a road I didn't want to go down. Am I wrong for thinking this way? I'm at the point where I think all women or all black women are just this way. Please help a brother out. Antoinette.
He got played.
Okay. Say it again, because you kind of break, you going in and out.
I said, he literally, he would die.
Oh, you say what again? Because you got breaking up and going in and out.
I don't know what this is. Hold on. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Talk slower.
He played himself.
Okay.
He knew it, or he didn't know.
He said he knew. He said he knew the older sister. He said he knew the older sister. He said he didn't know anything about the younger sister. He was just trying to get to know her. This is where
What does he say?
Hey,
He's in and out. He said he did know that that was his sister. I said that I didn't know that he didn't know that was his sister. And yeah, she gonna tell you her sister like whatever she made. You know what I mean? Exactly.
hold on. Y'all talking too fast, so it's not picking up. Hold on, you guys are talking too fast. Hold on, you guys are talking too fast and over one another, so it's not picking up and registering. It's like coming in broken.
Okay.
So Antoinette, finish your statement.
You got is just like about bottom line. I don't think he was a child young man. So comment.
All right. Okay, Lat. What about you, my man? What you think? What you think, Lat?
I think he's frozen.
What you think, Lat?
Yeah, the connection is.
Oh, okay. What you think? What you think, Lat? Okay. So let me ask you guys this question because I don't think it's just one female or two. I think it normally any problem it's a build up before you throw the white flag in. Just like when you used to play basketball or something like that, you throw up X amount of shots. You know, if you miss, if you throw up X amount of shots and you don't hit none of them, you just chalked up as a loss, as being an off day. Like it don't, if you like missing 2 or 3 shots don't make you stop shooting. You know what I'm saying? Like, so do you think it was actually? Do you guys think it was actually a build up for him to actually write this letter? Because I'm just of the mindset that nothing happens overnight.
You're breaking up because you're speaking too fast.
I'm asking, do you think the guy writing this letter that it was a build up? Because to be done with something is progressive. It's not like a one time or 2 time incident and then you just categorize everybody else in that manner. Do you think that it was just a progressive thing, but that situation was the last straw?
He really has no complaints, to be honest with you. He said,
Okay.
he did. He set himself up for failure. You might as well go get him a drink.
So hold on. Why you say he set himself up for failure?
Well, he set himself up for failure because he's expecting one thing out of one person, but then he goes and dates.
No. He wasn't dating anybody else. He knew the sister on a friendship level. He said that was like one of the homies. And speaking from a guy, when we look at another female as one of the homies, that's like we are never gonna go there. That's off limits. You know, that's just it's almost like fucking another dude if it goes down that road. But he was actually liking and feeling the little sister.
But he set himself up. He set himself up because number one, as a friend, how many times have we made that mistake where we go beyond that threshold of friendship to try to make it into something more? How often have we done that and end up ruining the friendship? Just turning into a relationship does not always mean that relationship will turn out great or good, because sometimes you're better off as friends than you are lovers.
No, he wasn't getting with the older sister he went to school with. He was getting with that girl's younger sister. He said they never crossed those lines.
He was friends, but he dated the younger sister.
Right.
And he's mad at the younger sister for what?
He doesn't have a case with the younger sister. When you say he got played, I understand that. But he blames the person he called a friend because in his words, He said, I feel if I was cool with you and you already knew your sister wasn't shit, you would give me a heads up to bag up out of that situation.
Sometimes blood is thicker than mud. Sometimes.
Uh-huh.
I don't care. I don't care. That's an L he gotta take.
All right.
No one's going to tell on their sibling. I don't give a fuck how close you are as friends.
So you said, you mean to tell me if you had a close male friend that you was close with, had a real strong bond with and everything, and they went off, and you had a relative that was just hoeing and flowing, and they linked up, you wouldn't give them a heads up like, I know how he is, I'm going to give him a heads up like not to get too attached because there's some other stuff that's going on without telling on your relative?
There's codes to this.
Wow.
Sorry. There's codes to this shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you can't get it.
No, I mean, hold on. I get it. Everybody. I mean, you know what? I get it. You know what? I get it. But you know what? I know one thing about we all fear within relationships is karma, because the same people that'll be out here playing, the minute they decide to settle down with that one person gonna drag their ass. And that's all the karma that comes back around on them in that sense. So that's the one thing that we all fear, you know, and vice versa. Some of us, even in the dating scene now, we fear, you know, displaying so much in the beginning because you got ungrateful people out here. You know what I'm saying? And we tend to treat the ones that we like shit that's actually for us. Like it's a karma thing. It's a progressive thing, that mindset that we all go through. Lex, since you just got back on, you want to chime in on any of this?
Send dude a picture of me doing this or video.
Always playing with balls, I see.
You heard me talk about how my son, I'm sure you my friend, and I talk about my family with you. I've said, man, my sister, beast, she be playing dudes like crazy. But way before you found interest in her. So once you decide to go ahead and throw your hand in the ring,
right,
you have to have some indication on my sister is a beast. And
right,
proceed with caution.
right.
That's it. That's it.
But you know what? Hold on. So do you think that because I'm under the impression based on the letter, he never got that heads up.
It's a code to this stuff, boo. All I'm gonna say is good luck.
Because
all I'm gonna say, we've had discussions, but I hope it works out. Maybe you might be the one.
all right, so here's another. Hold on. I mean, and I'm glad you said it's codes to it, because let me ask you this, because it's some contradictory stuff that goes on even with women these days. I've had a woman come ask me, because I was a mutual friend to both, that asked me about somebody else's marital status when they didn't already did the do, and I'm like, that's between y'all. Why is you asking me after y'all done already did the do? It's like, why ask me to give you a heads up when I wasn't initially a part of that process in any kind of way? You know what I'm saying? And I was thinking the same thing. it's codes to it. Whereas I'm like, yeah, the only code I go by is if it don't concern me, stay the fuck out.
Like I said, there's codes to this. I'm sorry.
Okay.
If you got a friend,
Okay.
they go fuck with somebody that you know ain't shit, and this is your friend, and you know they're messing with somebody that ain't shit, okay? And they've already messed with them.
Mm-hmm.
And something goes down. Now all of a sudden they want to tell you that they messed with that person. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they did not give you heads up before they were getting ready to mess with this person. You didn't know until after the fact.
Right.
What is there to say? What's there to say? You already did it, so now you in your own feelings and mad, but you didn't even talk to me before you did the shit.
Exactly.
So that's on you.
Yeah, I definitely get it. I definitely get it. So, like I said, and I've been I've been a part of that too, but I'm just made up the mindset. Whereas if it's a close friend, even if it's a friend or relative, I'm gonna be like, you know what, that puts you in a position to actually choose sides when it's like a real close friend and family members. So I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like, right. Here's the situation. Anything that you do beyond this point is on you, on either one of you guys. You know what I'm saying? But because I don't want to come off like I'm choosing, because normally when somebody breaks up, it's like the family don't want you around that person, and then that person is like, it causes friction all the way around. That's why I'm like, you know what? I tell family members too, like, hey, be straight up with this dude. Like, that's a good dude. Be straight up with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know what you've been through. I'm not gonna, like, he'll tell you, but be straight up with him, and vice versa. I tell a female, like, hey, be straight up. Be straight up with him or her. You know what I'm saying? Because when you go fishing for so much, sometimes you get the answer that from an outsider, and it's better coming from the person that you're actually with.
Don't get pissed off when you go and jump in the pool head first and don't know how deep it is. And then get pissed off at me because you bumped your head and you waited till after.
All right. Lack, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up, man. You got any final comments on this topic?
What was that, Lack?
That's all on you? Okay. So let me ask you guys this. Because the letter spills off into a whole bunch of different topics. Like, and I'm gonna gear this towards you, Antoinette. When you hear another black man says that he's basically just giving up on all sisters, do you take that personally? Do you emphasize? Do you understand where he's coming from? Is there a sense of accountability that comes on the woman's behalf when you hear a statement or a phrase like that?
Man saying he's done with sisters?
Yeah. When you hear a black man say he's done with sisters.
Self-esteem within himself. It's called he has no balls. He lost his manhood by too many sisters, and he thinks another race will put up with his bullshit.
But hold on.
That's not
why is? But hold on. Here's the case. I said, now you went straight to attacking. I asked. I said, do you take it personal? Do you emphasize? Because it's always two sides to a story, and it's not so much where it's anything good or bad about one's self-confidence. It's like it's almost like food almost. You know what I'm saying? It's like sometimes it's a lot of bad foods, a lot of spoiled food out here. You know what I'm saying? And in the produce section, you really have to go and search for the good vegetables and the good fruits that you can eat, that you find edible. And could it be one of those cases where it's a batch of bad apples, and it's hard to find that one good one.
Well, since you put it that way, there are people that are impatient. And if they're used to dating a certain race of people, like black women, and they keep getting the wrong black, that's just like me saying, I done had about 4 doggish dudes that I done dated through the years. So I'm going to go to this white man because he going to treat me better. That's stupid.
Okay, hold on.
That's stupid.
Hold on, because we've had and I asked that question because we've had this conversation sometimes on a personal level, if you don't mind me explaining it, where you was like, I'm just never gonna date another Aquarius man, and I'm an Aquarius, and it's like, wow. Now it's not. Now I'm not saying like me and Antoinette got anything going on, but she has me pegged in a certain way based on men she's been in relationships with. So can that go into the same realm?
Nope, that's different.
Just like a female,
Yeah, that's different.
That's different.
Because you're talking about, black Aquarius and another black Aquarius. The question he said was, I'm done with black women. Like, I don't care if she Aquarius, Capricorn, Leo, Virgo, if she a ninja, if she jiu-jitsu.
Right.
Black women, period.
Yep.
yeah. No, I'm saying the common denominator. No, I'm saying the common denominator is just like I'm saying the common denominator is she pegs all Aquarian men to have to be this way and have certain traits, and this man may look at all black women of having certain characteristics and traits. Is where the common denominator. Now we both know that different people carry different attitudes, and nobody's the same.
Different because I'm not categorizing all black Aquariuses. Aquariuses, period. Black, white, Chinese, I don't give a shit.
I know. Hey, a water sign is a water sign, baby.
Completely different story. If he was a white man, Mexican, he told me he was the Aquarius, I'm running for the fucking hill.
But it's not that. Hold on. That's what I'm saying. Is that not the same thing? Because you're taking a specific zodiac sign and you're characterizing them all.
Not one particular race, though. This man doesn't want to deal with black women.
And I'm saying, is it certain traits? And this is, and I'm an Aquarius man, so I can answer this question on the flip side. On your stance, is it a trait that either us Aquariuses carry and certain black women carry that will rub people the wrong way?
Yes, there's traits in Aquarius that rub people the wrong way.
Okay, and from what this man is saying, it's traits.
They feel holes and they dirty. They was liars back in their 20s.
Hey, Lack, do you see what I just did, right? Hey, Lack, do you see what I just did, right? Hey, Lack, you see what I just did, right?
You know, is this the time where I'm glad he's breaking up?
Of course you are. Basically, I put you in the same position that this guy is thinking. Hold on. Basically, I put you in the same position that this guy is thinking. So a part of you should be able to relate because you like you said, you broke everything down in its certain traits. And hey, it's your opinion. Got to respect your opinion. But there's also traits that black women have that he's also characterized as well. So can that be respected in the same manner? It's funny how you on mute now. Hello?
I'm here.
I was asking Antoinette. See, we going in and out, man. I was asking Antoinette. I was asking you. I said, "Did you catch what I just did?" I basically put her in the same position as our emailer. And the thing is, I'm saying, just like it's certain traits she just named, and it's her opinion. She gotta respect her opinion because that's her experience. Why can't we respect this man and be empathetic on where he's coming from? And we got the man Ooch Skiller in the building with the frozen Antoinette Cherrier. Soon as his audio kick in, yo Ooch, what's going on, my brother? Antoinette, you are muted. You gotta. Now we was talking about the email thing, on the breakfast in bed thing we got on the email here earlier. Give me 1 second, Antoinette. You have to unmute your thing. Jatim should be back right now. Give me a second.
What's the word, yo? I got a Metro PCS connection, man. All the kids think about service. Man, I'm like, God dang.
Hold on, we got to get Antoinette. Hang on, Antoinette mic is on mute. Antoinette, your mic is on mute. I'm looking at it right now. It says it's on mute.
Yeah, Antoinette, unmute your mic when you want to talk. Tell Antoinette, unmute your mic.
Yeah, you got to swipe left and talk. You know, she looking like she talking to herself right now. You know.
She might be on. I think she's on the phone with somebody.
Oh, that's, all right. That's probably what it is. Okay. All right. So, Oosh, here's the thing. We was talking about a dude that pretty much just got played, and I was telling her, I said, the question was, what do you think pushes a man to actually write an email or get to a point where he says, man, I'm pretty much done gave up on sisters in terms of anything serious of a relationship? Yo, Ooch.
Yeah. What's the saying?
Nah, I was saying the question was for the show, what gets a man to the point where he says, what's your opinion on what gets a man to a point where he says he's basically giving up on sisters, on black women in terms of being in a relationship with?
What is his breaking point? Why do we give up on black women with the breaking point? Oh.
Yeah.
They can't, the black women, you know, they don't, I mean, a lot of women, I'm not saying all, but a lot of really don't uplift us, you know what I'm saying? They think we just basically good for nothing.
Right.
East, basically.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? In a nutshell, that's what I truly uplift the black man. You know, all they do is basically ridicule us and put us down. I mean, crazy. Rarely get a woman that's
Okay.
I'm sure it's a little more deeper than that, but you know, it seems like I think you really have a lot of faith in us.
All right. What you think, Lack? What you think, Lack?
Sam, where you at, cuz?
I think Tim froze up again. Nah, but that's what I was asking. I was like, what actually gets him to this point? And I'm like, is there a responsibility that actually lies with both sides though? Because you brought up with the guy what he thought about, and he's probably you named off certain characteristics. So I'm just like I said, it's about getting into the psyche of actually what takes a guy to that point. Is where I'm really trying to get everybody to understand, because Lack brings this up all the time in podcasts about when it's so hard with women and men meeting each other. So it kind of spins off along that same line.
Right.
So
Yeah.
so Jatim, yo Lack,
Yo.
what's your thoughts on what actually a breaking point for a black man to actually form the statement that he's actually done with black women in terms of the dating concept?
And when he shows vulnerability and he get played or get hurt, I don't really think it's really a black woman thing. I think it's just a women thing. Like, he like, man, forget that. Like, I showed my stuff to you. This is going to be the last time. And that might happen at 16. It might happen at 23. But he's like, that's going to be the last time. And then for the next 70 years,
I hear you. I've always said, all right, what you think, Antoinette?
Well, I just got off the phone with Barry, and okay, what the fuck ever. He stated, and this is, he's seen the thing on there. He's like, it's still a stereotype. We a stereotype in all Aquariuses, regardless of black, white, whatever. Still
Hey, we could have brought Barry on Zoom.
No, we don't need all that.
Nah, but hold on. I'm not done with you. I'm not done with you yet either, because we did, and I'm glad I got another Aquarius brother on here too. Just like you characterized all the Aquariuses, what makes you think that this man in the email don't have the same lineup and the same script on towards black women?
Well, in my eyes, like I said, if he's stereotyping all black women to be the same because he has a bad apple, that's pretty weak stereotype.
Right.
You can still feel the same way about me. You can feel that because my stereotype against Aquarius is a pretty weak stereotype. I'm just not going to want to even find out different. So fuck it. I don't give a damn. Fuck what you want to call me.
Man, you already know you a crazy Capricorn in my eyes, so.
Aquarius thing. Shit. Aquarius thing.
Yeah, you gonna say that with me and Ooch on the boot? Yeah. You gonna say that with me and Ooch on the Tuzu? Nah, okay. Right. But you know what? Hey, like I said, that's her experience. You can't take nothing away from that. Can't take nothing away from that.
Aquarius, y'all was something else. I love you, LeVar. I love you to death. Love me like a...
Alright, hey, look. Alright. Hey, we gotta move on real quick, man. Last night we had episode 3 and 4 from The Last Dance. I don't know who all checked it out. I know I did because ain't no fucking sports on. So I want to get you guys feedback. What stood out? What stood out? What was shocking? What came to no surprise to you guys from The Last Dance last night?
I grew up in that era, man, so I pretty much knew that whole story already, but it kind of was refreshing to kind of see it all over again. I still don't understand how the contestants just walk off the floor like that, but actually it made me feel a lot better, man, because we kicked their ass so bad. You know, they had to just get up out and save face. But you know, this documentary, man, what I like about it is it's kind of showing a lot of the people that didn't go through that narrative. You know, they get to like witness what we witnessed growing up. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's amazing, man. But a lot of the stories I pretty much already knew. You know.
Lack.
Woo, had to give you some teeth.
Lack, what about you? What stood out last night with The Last Dance? We can go back even from episode 1 to episode 4.
Yeah, well, Lack, though.
Okay, Lack. Can you hear me now, Lack? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now, Lack? Okay, Antoinette. Until we get Lack, can you hear us? Can you hear us, Lack?
There you go. Connecting audio.
Hey, okay, his mic is on mute. Antoinette, have you checked out The Last Dance? Oh, okay, there you go, Lack. There you go.
We can hear you.
Hey man, look, this is basically how, like, men and women, right? I think with men, like I said earlier, you know, a man when he really truly put his feelings out there and he get hurt, it's gonna be a long time before he put himself in that position again, because we not emotional by nature, so we don't know how to deal with those emotions. Whereas a woman, she's emotional by nature. Like,
right.
I got a little 3-year-old, and I'm watching her deal with emotions like better than me, and I'm 38. And so she can say, okay, I could try this again, or she know how to take time to come back. Where we as men, we struggle with that. And so I think Antoinette said this a lot, you know, a lot of times, you know, during this segment.
Right.
He got played and he so hurt about how he got played that, you know, he just said, you know what, because this woman did that, all black women is like that. And so, because my emotions was involved, not just it wasn't involved in a relationship, but it was also involved with this black woman that's my friend, and I got played down home, when in actuality, he should have took time to really digest the situation and say, okay, this is my best friend, we got a good friendship relationship. Like I said, I know she talked about her sister with him on numerous of occasions, if that's truly his best friend. And
right.
The information that he had, if he wanted to say, well, I think she's interested, I'm going to go ahead and throw my hat in the ring, and he get played, he got to chalk that up as the L, but don't blame all black women for that.
Right.
Bravo.
Right. So, Lack. So Lack, we had moved on to The Last Dance, and we was asking about what you think about last night's last 2 episodes, 3 and 4, and if you want to put everything together from 1 through 4, it's fine. So, like, what was your shockers? What was your oh shit moment? Oh shit, I didn't know that. And what was the stuff that you knew, but they went more into detail with? Like, what stood out the most?
You should have been hanging with Dennis Rodman. Me, you should have been with Dennis Rodman for the whole time in '98.
Antoinette, the way she's shaking her head, I think she seen The Last Dance last night. But I do agree. Dennis was out here fucking.
What the hell you want me to say?
Hold on. You mean to tell me you wouldn't want to hang out with Dennis Rodman where y'all get to paint each other fingernails and shit like that?
There was a lot of cool years in the room, man. For real. Whoever me, you, and Usha, and Rodman, baby. Every game, I'm son of a man, so I'm still with.
What about you, Antoinette?
Look at all my thirsty ass friends. Look at these niggas. Look at their asses. Look at all thirsty asses. They all about to lose their money. These hoes take them all to the cleaners. I ain't finna say.
That's right. You know what? I got good $40 in my pocket, so I'm good. Yeah.
You would make way more than $40 though.
Says you. 20 for the drink, 20 for the Cosby pill. I'm good.
I don't care how cute you think you are not gonna get it for the free. I don't care who you hang with.
I didn't say anything for the free. I said $20 for the drink, $20 for the Cosby pill.
On a good day.
On a perfect day.
You don't know her name today. On a drunk
Yeah, nah, I you know what? Personally, I wouldn't want it then. You know, that should have come back to you. Nah, I wouldn't want it then if it come that free. I don't want it that free. Some come back with you then. You know.
Hey, and Michael Jordan.
You said what?
You see how you're. I think MJ was.
Hell yeah. But you want to know something though? I think. But you know what? I think this is the Mike we all been wanting to see for years. Because I don't think we ever heard Mike cuss this much ever. And I'm thinking, man, that was the thing right there. Like it's like you get to see the real Mike.
Yeah, not in the media. Mike in the media show a different side than Mike as a player because I have had the privilege of working out with Tim Grover. I had the privilege of going to Mike's house and playing at his house before. And I've seen competitive Mike, and it was funny because I was shocked back then when I was like, hey, Michael Jordan, he snapping on people. Like, Mike, he cursing and turning up. And I'm like, this the real Jordan. You know what I mean? But like, you see him in the media.
Right.
He just politically correct. Well, I think just look at the team and we're going to figure some things out. You know, so all like this is dope.
Right. I hear you on that one, man. And shout out to Horace Grant, man, for calling the Pistons with how it really was. He was like straight bitches.
I call them some bitches. Oh shit. Yeah.
So let me ask you guys this because hold on, let me ask you guys this because I think this is very telling. Do you think that Bulls Pistons rivalry was the last great rivalry in all of sports?
Last great rivalry.
The last great genuine rivalry. All of sports.
You got Boston and the Yankees. You got Ohio State and Michigan.
Yeah.
You got North Carolina. You got Duke, Carolina. Yeah. Packers. Yeah, but it's like they're like, you know what I mean? It's kind of one-sided right now. But who else in football is a rival? Who is the good football rival in the NFL?
Really?
Baltimore, right?
Right.
And Brady.
They talking about Houston and Kansas City could be another great rivalry. Kansas City and Baltimore.
No.
Kansas City and Baltimore.
Baltimore, but the Patriots Patriots in Baltimore, I think the NFL was probably like.
Yeah. Baltimore.
The Bulls, Pistons.
Baltimore and Pittsburgh is another good rivalry. Chicago and Green Bay.
Yeah, the Steelers in Baltimore. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, but I'm saying I'm talking about the last great rivalry because those guys ain't played in damn near 30, 40 years, and the hatred still exists to this day. That's why I pose that question. Because every time you look in the media, you know, you got Zeke and you got Bill Laimbeer taking their shots. Like, man, well, nah, you know, LeBron's the GOAT. He does this. I would take him. And, you know, I put a post up, and Uch kind of responded to it. Was like, well, how his name get brought up into it? And that's a large part of it because they take their subtle shots.
Yeah, like, I mean, they all still hate each other.
They don't want to succeed. Yeah, I agree, Boo.
Yeah, man.
Mike.
So
They definitely do. They hate Mike, hate them too. You know,
and Scotty. Because remember, Zeke and Scotty went at it like a year ago.
like the show.
They had words about each other on ESPN Live when Scottie Pippen was with Tracy McGrady, and Scottie Pippen went in on Isaiah Thomas on national TV on a show with Tracy McGrady on ESPN.
right. So let me ask you guys this, because they was talking about Zeke, and the one thing I like his game. He says some things I agree with, but when we talk about this Bulls Chicago rivalry and who's the GOAT, we always bump heads, and he never owns his own actions fully. Last night he said that whole thing about walking off the court was Bill Laimbeer's idea, but he was the leader on that team. Do y'all buy that excuse for 1 second?
It's a cop-out to try to make Zeke look good, but because he was the leader on the team, Zeke never look good. I don't care if the 13th man on the bench formulated the walkout. As leader, you're supposed to say, and I've been in Zeke's position as leader of a team. You're supposed to say, hey man, nah, you know what? We're going to have a check. We're going to wait till this spot go out. We're going to shake our hands, cool. But we ain't going to lead his bench, right? But that not only was a disrespect to the Bulls, but it was a disrespect to the game of basketball. And the best player on the team has to take blame. Just like we blame the fourth and pass it to George Hill to lay it up instead of taking a shot. We got to make Zeke walk out because Jordan made you quit. And I don't care how much you can talk about Bub, you know, how much shit is real up the real. Michael Jordan made you, and that's Michael Jordan. Nobody in the history of basketball made a team off the court, especially in the playoff before the game league. No, Jordan quit.
I hate what you got to add to that, Ooch.
Yeah, you're right, man. Like I said, I remember days quite vividly. It's like watching it, it seemed like I was those same emotions came back. I remember it in that close, and we just kicked their ass real good. They was a bitch, just walk off the court, and I still hold Isaiah and the rest of them guys accountable for that. You know what I'm saying? And 30 years later, you know, they still haven't fully acknowledged what they did. And, you know, that's why in our eyes, it's
Absolutely.
how it is.
Absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely. So let me ask you guys this question as well. Do you think this documentary is going to broaden a lot of the younger generation when it comes to the greatest of all time and actually having the chance to see Mike play? Like, do you think you're going to have a lot of these guys like actually swing their vote, swing they mindset because of the physicality Jordan had to go through, and they showing the physicality that the Barkleys and the Magics and the Birds had to go through, do you think it's going to be swayed? Because I was actually looking forward to this Pistons part of the show.
I don't think it's gonna sway anybody, man. These young people that never got to see Michael Jordan play, they living in the moment. So I don't know if y'all can hear me or not, but it looks like
We can hear you. We can hear you.
I can hear you.
We got you.
Okay. That's why to them, because they, even though they seen these highlights, they like, wow, but they still didn't experience in real time like we did. So I think, even though we know he the GOAT, all these new kids, man, they gonna pick with LeBron because they get to see my.
Well, I know Trey Young, man, Mike really is a GOAT. And especially if you are a student of the game of basketball, and you period play, and you understand details and the intrinsic part and the intricacies of being a great player, and you studied it, and you see what Jordan did, not only what he did on the court, not shooting threes and all that, but then what he went through in management to stick that out and still do and accomplish what he accomplished. Like, I see a lot of kind of sway in a lot of the young generation. Like, yo, this dude right here might be real. And I remember ENT when she was trying to say LeBron was better. KG almost walked off the set. I see Shaq almost walk off the set when the guys were talking about LeBron was better, because they, like you said, who saw in real time on the court the difference between Jordan and LeBron. And I think this documentary started to show these kids the difference between Jordan and LeBron.
What you think, Antoinette? Or Antoinette, your mic is still off. But when you get a chance, like I said, just what I think you're gonna have some young people in the generation that's gonna sway their vote. But I kind of agree with Ooch, because I think the one thing that they got working for them that actually goes against what we did have with Mike now was the social media aspect. And I think the social, and I always tell people this was before social media too. Like, I'm talking about your Facebook, your YouTubes, and all this other stuff. And that's why I think that they don't fully understand that they'll push LeBron to this point of being a GOAT because of the social media aspect. And I think that's where Jordan's greatness actually elevates, because he was all these things and more without social media. He was all these things and more without social media. And see, the one thing that people always say is that, well, I would have loved to know how things would have been in the social media time with Rodman going on vacation to Vegas for 48 hours and Jordan acted the way he did.
Yeah, that's a good point, man.
But also, and I think Jordan's dad and his mentality throughout his career displays this. I think social media would have made him an even better player, because you had so many people telling him what he couldn't do. He would have that we would give him all the chips in the world to be that greater of a player.
Right. And then just think, Michael Jordan, unlike Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan don't got an Instagram, he don't got a Twitter, he don't got a Facebook, he don't be on social media like that. And since he retired, like, we still, other people post and comment and talk, and other media outlets talk about Michael Jordan, for Michael Jordan. Well, Mike just smoke a cigar, sit on his $2 billion, and just be like, cool. You know what I mean? Like, that's how great that man is. When he don't have to get on a social platform, use one tweet, and he's still the most talked about person. That's amazing.
Yeah. But I also, like I said, I think this is the Mike that we always wanted to see. Like, the guy was like, do you think Isaiah meant this? He said, hell no. I said, Isaiah's a true asshole. I don't think he meant it, you know. He said he had some time to think about it. That's why he cleaned up his statement. I'm thinking that's the real Mike we always wanted to hear. Like, we wanted to know, to see, and hear from, though. Because they played that playback with Isaiah. And I think a large part of Isaiah's resentment was he was left off the Dream Team, and we know how iconic the Dream Team is. And I think that's the one thing he never factored into the part when they walked off on the Bulls during that time.
He still should have been that Dream Team, man.
Yeah, he should have been, but even Dream Team 2, nobody talks about Dream Team 2 like they talk about Dream Team.
That's true. That is so true.
About the Dream Team, nobody talk about Dream Team 2 because they had a hell of a team too. But, you know, it's not the original. And Isaiah, yes, he should have been on the original instead of John Stockton, but Michael Jordan said, if y'all put Isaiah on the scene, I'm going for it.
Man, that's crazy. Hey, it's stories that Magic Johnson actually made that happen where Zeke wasn't on the team. Do y'all think that story is true?
Hey, man, who would you rather have? Michael Jordan or Isaiah?
Come on, man.
Magic had a lot of pool. Magic had a lot of pool, so I couldn't see it. Magic said, hey, Mike, man, I'll do anything to get you on the scene. Man, what I got to do, Magic? What I got to do, Mike?
I got these cheeseburgers, man.
Hey, David Stern knew that those people wanted to see Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, so he was going to be picked for any one of those players. So if he had a problem with anybody, man, they were definitely going to accommodate Mike. They knew they knew the NBA was trying to go on a more global scale, and they knew he was the face. Everybody wanted to see him. So if Mike don't want Isaiah to play, he's just not going to play. That's basically it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, guys, look, we got over an hour in. It's go ahead time to wrap up the show, man. Hey, Ooch, you got any rants, raves, shout-outs, man, before we get on up out of here?
Not too much, man. I just want to say I hope everybody continue to be safe while we under this quarantine, man. Miss you guys, man. I can't wait till we all back in the mix together. And I want to give a shout out to the Bulls dynasty, man. Like, watching this, just bringing back those same emotions like it was yesterday. You know what I'm saying? And that's basically all I got to say right now, man. I just want everybody to continue to be safe, man. We all lock in together real soon, so this shit slow down, I guess.
For sure. Lat.
Hey, man, Lori ain't playing with you people, man, on the real. Lori coming to the next shindig at whoever house, she gonna be there. So, man, y'all come back and be safe, man. Y'all just call them over there, man. Hit you something or something like that. Y'all stay out the way. All right.
Absolutely. Hey, Antoinette disappeared on us, man. I'm pretty sure she got something important going on, man. She was gonna give us the coronavirus update based on what she does for a living. She was gonna beat us some more info, but she's not on here. So next show when she come on here, we definitely going to that. Huh?
NFL picks. What you think about that? Before, like real quick, like a little 2 minutes synopsis before we get up out of here. You know, if you reach for the phone for the football, CeeDee Lamb is coming down with it, man. No, man, that was the all-time pimpinest, man. Check that on national TV.
Oh yeah. So hold on. Can we all agree she gets CL's goofy mod? Can we agree she get the CL goofy mod of the weekend?
Goofy mod. Hey, she definitely get the goofy mod for that one. Did you see that mama lift up that white girl off her son?
Yeah.
She was hugging her son, like when he got drafted. That mama lifts her up and told her, man, you better get up out of here. What are you doing? Hilarious, bro.
Man, That's tripped out. Hey man, that's gonna be something on the next show, man. You know, cause and I'm gonna tell you something even about CD Lamb. And this is why she gets the CL Goofy Mog in my eyes. Guess who I found out she was dating before CD Lamb? Trey Young. The girl that was CD Lamb chick. She was dating Trey Young before CD Lamb. They all went down to Oklahoma.
Oh wow! Right.
So my thing is, why you reaching for a phone on that level? Like, I don't think she gonna make that plane to Dallas.
Well, she didn't make the plane to Atlanta. She didn't make the plane to Atlanta, so I guess she might as well look at the roster for next year.
No shooting in the gym, no wind sprints for you.
You can't even get a phone the right way.
Man, we that's a topic for another day, man. That might be the next topic, man. Women that jack phones.
Man, get that. Women that get that Goldie treatment on national TV. Don't you ever do that? You know what I mean? It's laugh, but not choose a dime. You understand me?
Mm-hmm. All right, everybody. As we get ready to wrap up the show, we want everybody, man, to take the coronavirus protocols and prevention. Remember, there's no cure for a virus. There's only prevention out here. So, you know, I'm gonna go beyond washing your hands. Wash your hands every half hour if you got to. Shower twice a day. Make sure you wash your clothes at least once a day. Clean your house twice a day if you need to. Watch what you eat. A lot of stuff that can be preventative based on the the foods that you eat and diet and how you take care of your body. Shout out and congratulations to a lot of the guys that got and signed with NFL teams over this weekend. To answer your question, I think Dallas, Miami, and Carolina actually had some pretty good drafts. Outside of that, I want to thank you guys, the panel, man, for joining us through the Zoom app, and we doing our thing right here. Shout out to Antoinette, who came and graced us with a presence a little bit earlier. We also got to give a shout out to Corey C.L. Crockett and Nita Boo, man. I know they tired and they working, but we gonna catch them on another show, man, and hopefully they bring that same energy that we need from everybody, man. But in the meantime, we gonna catch you guys on the other side of the pillow in a minute.